I'm not American. I don't recognize Canada. I don't recognize America. I don't recognize the border. Yeah, I'm Anishinaabe. We are a nation of many nations. And Canada has done nothing but bring heartache. America does worse. America there has Pine Ridge, the poorest reserve on the continent, where people freeze to death. No, I wanted to go south, and then Trump got into power, and I figured, well, I can't go south now without proper ID, and so I thought about, I'm not getting a passport because I'm not a Canadian. I don't consider myself a Canadian. So I decided I'm going to have to sell out after years and years and years and get a status card. So I finally went ahead and did that, and that's something I fought years. I fought that because I couldn't get my status when I was 18. Didn't want it. So yeah, so now I've got my status card. I can go south, and I still haven't because I'm old with that big of power. Yeah.
In Europe, again, you had to deal with one another. When you look at old maps, there are just little patches all over, tiny little countries and municipalities and kingdoms and whatever. And there was always, one was invading the other. I don't know how many times Germany was invaded by the French, or before that by the Turks, and in a way you get used to it, to being invaded. But that's, yeah, I don't know whether that ties people more together.
Deep down, we all really just want to do good and have no intention of harm or cause harm to other people. But I think the reality of that, and I think that's where I do get emotional, because I personally don't feel like I've ever done harm to anybody, but just by being who I am and born within this skin and from my particularly family or race or ancestry, there has been harm that has been done. And I think it's equally as important not just to focus on how do we fix and how do we do better, but to focus on acknowledging and taking ownership of some of that. And I don't know, I can't think of specific examples, and maybe that's what I was trying to do with the whole advocacy with homelessness, was I did feel a responsibility. And I also think it's important to acknowledge kind of the dark side, the shadow part of land ownership and colonialism and being a white person living in this country, because I think there's a lot of, maybe not direct trauma in my life, but generations ago, there was a lot of trauma. And we're all still holding on to that and need some way to process it, I think.
And everything, it's not just my job, it's the mechanical consultant and the landscape consultant. Even if there's a lot of concrete around, a little touch of a little planter bed or something, that'll go a long way. And that could really make somebody's day, right? In the spring, the tulips are coming up and they get a little whiff